Look at that spot. Oh my god. I just spent £2.5 betting every single day of Euro 2020. And this is what happened. What is happening, people? My name is Robbie, and today we are discussing gambling. And let me get this in early before we go any further. This is not an endorsement for gambling. This is not an encouragement for gambling. If you don't bet on football or go to the casino or any other form of gambling, don't start now. Over the long term, the odds of you making a profit are very slim. I've bet on football for years, so I decided that if I was going to bet on all the games in the Euros this year, I might as well make a video out of it, track all the bets and see what the overall result is. So if you do like to bet on the football or any other sports for that matter, do it responsibly or don't do it at all. But now we've got that out of the way, leave a comment below and let me know how much you think I won or lost betting every single day on the Euros. And then hit the like button. And then hit the subscribe button as well. Right, okay, let's start from the top. So why did I start tracking my bets in the first place? So on the 13th of June, I posted a video on TikTok asking if people would be interested in seeing what bets I was placing on the Euros, which ones were winning, which ones were losing, pretty much the whole thing from start to finish. My main concern was making sure I posted everything, winners and losers, being completely transparent so everyone knew if I was winning or losing. It wasn't an endorsement for gambling, these weren't tips, it was just sort of tracking how my bets had gone. The main issue with this was I didn't want to break any of TikTok's user guidelines or rules, but I did receive a good response on this video. A lot of people said I should do it, they would be interested in seeing this, so I decided to go ahead with it. Little did I know how good the response was going to be. In the first week of the Euros and posting my bets for 5 or 6 days, my followers on TikTok went from 6,400 to 14,000. Just from posting a few bets, my follower count doubled. Unfortunately, I've done a terrible job of converting those followers from TikTok over to YouTube. So if you are watching this and you came from TikTok, thank you for watching. The main thing I started to notice on TikTok was people were interested in this. Be it they wanted to copy my bets, they wanted to see me losing, they wanted to see if I would win, they wanted to see the amount I was betting. I don't really know, but people were interested and it was being fed to a large audience. So my follower count doubled, my view count doubled. I mean, have a look at this graph of my follower count. It was pretty much stagnant and then all of a sudden, so because it got such a good response on TikTok, I decided that maybe I'll get a good response on YouTube as well. Maybe this is something people are interested in. So day one, I deposited £120 into my online account. Honestly, I done this anticipating that I would probably lose it within a few days and I would have to deposit some more. With this £100, I placed £10 on a 5-fold and £10 on an 8-fold. Both of them lost. But I did redeem myself by placing £100 on Italy to win their first game. This returned £145. So after day one was complete, I profited £25. Now, I know what you're thinking, surely he's not going to tell us every single bet he placed for the whole tournament. And you'd be correct in thinking that. We'd be here for about a week, so I will condense it down, I'll break down what I made and lost each day, and if there's any important bets or anything that I deem worthy of chatting about, I'll mention it. Day 2, I placed 4 bets for a total of £145. 3 of these bets lost and 1 returned £97.50. So this brings us to a total spend of £265 and £242.50 in winnings, giving us a total loss of £22.50. So 2 days in and we're already in the negative, as anticipated really. Day 3 came around and I made some better choices. I placed 5 bets for a total of £222.50, 4 of which won, for a total of £387.94. My personal favourite being this £27.50 treble, which returned £110.45. So after 3 days, this gives us a running total of £487.50 spent and £630.44 won. That's a profit of £142.94. I was feeling good here, I felt like I really hit my stride and I was making some money. Then day 4 came. 4 bets, no wins. £152.91 down the drain. So that's brought us back down to a loss of £10.01. So as you can tell, we were going above and then below the break-even line. And that's all I'll say for day 4. Day 5 came and it was party time again. 5 bets placed and only 1 lost. So on day 5 I spent £135.67 and I won £339.95, and that gave us a profit of £204.28 for the day. So this was one of my favourite days of actually posting my bets on TikTok, not for the financial standpoint, but there's at least a little bit of an exciting story behind it. So I placed £40 on a Portugal and France double, and this returned £134.75. I had £20 on Portugal -1, And this means for the sake of my bet, Portugal are essentially starting off 1 goal behind, so they would have to win by at least 2 goals for my bet to win. And I also had £20 on Ronaldo to score 2 or more goals in the match. For whatever reason, my comments on TikTok, they were essentially calling me an idiot. Why would you place that bet? You're throwing money away because of the Portugal -1 bet and a Ronaldo to score 2 or more goals bet. And everyone's entitled to their opinion, even if your opinion's wrong. So here's the TikTok that I posted. One more before the game starts. £20. Ronaldo to score 2 or more returns £86. Don't comment telling me if it's going to win or lose. I don't care. I wouldn't have put it on if I didn't think it might win. Maybe people didn't like the fact that I told them I didn't want to hear their opinion, but they took great pleasure in watching the Portugal game and telling me all about the fact that my bets were losing. So the game was at 0-0 at the 80th minute. All the bets were losing at this point, and I was with my personal trainer at the time. And I was just checking the scores in between sets to see if any goals had been scored, and obviously none had the whole session. At around the 75th minute, my PT session ended, and I jumped in the car to go home, knowing that this game had killed the bets for today and I was making a loss. In the 15 minutes it took me to drive home, Portugal scored in the 84th minute. So little did I know there was actually hope for my bets after all, at least the Portugal and France double. But even if I was watching the game, I still wouldn't have held out much hope for the -1 bet or for the Ronaldo to score 2 or more goals. And this is when the comments on this TikTok really started to pop off. Everyone was enjoying, telling me how terrible the bets were, and laughing at me for losing money. People take great pleasure in my misfortune on the internet apparently. And then the 87th minute comes along.
There's another chance here.
Portugal are awarded a penalty.
And there are appeals for a penalty too. And
Ronaldo scores it. I'm still in the car, I've got no idea. And in the 2nd minute of injury time, Ronaldo scores again. From starting the 50-minute drive, the bets were done, the game was over in my brain. I'd lost interest, I didn't even care. The money was gone. It went from 0-0 to 3-0 in that 15-minute drive home, and all the bets came in for that game. And then the comments took off again, because then people were tagging their friends saying, oh my god, look at how lucky this guy is or whatever. I don't think it was luck. I think it was a good bet, but that's besides the point. So after day 5, the numbers were looking pretty nice. Total spend was £776.12. Total winnings were £970.39. So that's a profit of £194.27. But it doesn't stop there. Day 6 comes along, another 2 out of 3 bets win. A personal favourite being this £114.28 double, returning £304.61. Day 6 gave us a profit of £187.46. Now we're on to day 7. I'm feeling good. 2 profitable days in a row. I've logged on feeling confident. Placed my bets for the day. I've only placed 2 bets, I'm playing it safe. Bet number 1 was this £25 treble, and as you can see, it lost. But I didn't care, because this £101.76 treble did come in for £565. Now I'm feeling like Jordan Belfort. I am the Wolf of Wall Street, and I'm taking the bookies for at least £5 grand this tournament.
Make a lot of money. Yeah, I do alright for myself.
There is no way I can fail. I can feel it. After 1 week, I've spent £1,067.16 and I've won £1,888.11. That's a profit of £820.95. Why don't I do this every week? That's a £42,000 a year salary. People go to university to get jobs that make that much money. I've basically got another full-time income stream here. And this is where the story becomes a cautionary tale. Everyone who gambles has been here. You're up. You've multiplied your money by 5, 6, 7, 10 times. You're feeling good. The winning is never going to stop. This is your sign to bail. Get the f*** out of there. Take your winnings and run. Don't give it back to the casino, the bookies, the racetrack, wherever it is that you're gambling. Don't give them that money back. Take it and run. I didn't. I got greedy. And I also bet at least £50 on Scotland every game that they played. Foolish or patriotic, I'll let you decide. It was also around this time that TikTok started putting me in TikTok jail. Apparently, betting content is breaking user guidelines, it's promoting illegal activity, even though there are accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers devoted to only placing bets and gambling. Apparently mine breaks the rules and theirs don't, but that's besides the point. That is whatever. This is when I started posting my bets on Instagram, and this was just to continue the transparency of was I winning or was I losing. I didn't want to break any of the rules on TikTok, but this is also when I had to start explaining to people that I'm not a tipster, I'm not a professional gambler, I'm just an idiot throwing my money away like everybody else who's gambling. Obviously, I didn't want people copying my bets, losing their own hard-earned money, and then blaming me for it. Before I know it, I'm getting DMs on Instagram asking where the bets are. Why aren't you posting the bets yet? Why are you waiting until after kickoff to post your bets? And that was the point, to avoid people copying my bets every single time and losing money. Sometimes I would post them in advance, sometimes I wouldn't. But these were my bets, and I kept telling people, don't copy my bets because I'm not a tipster. Make your own bets up. Please don't let me be the person that is to blame for you losing money. So if you did follow any of these bets and you did lose money, I'm very sorry, I did try to warn you. Day 8 comes around and I placed 3 bets, totaling £115.98, all losers. Day 9, 2 bets, £65, both losers. On day 10 I finally got a winner. I placed this £50 bet and won £121.16, and this essentially covered the loss of the previous day, and that brought the totals up to £1,298.14 spent and £2,009.27 won. A profit of £711.13 in total. On day 11, I placed 3 bets for a total of £135.36. I won one of these, returning £154.20. A delightful return of £18.84, 13.9% to be exact. Now, in investing terms, making 14% on your money in a day is brilliant. You've done very well. You can go to sleep easy that night if you've made 14%. In gambling, it is absolutely terrible, almost pointless. You would not put a £100 bet on to win £14 profit. You wouldn't do it. On day 12, I placed 4 bets for a total of £100, one of which won for a return of £55. Another losing day, which was to be blown out the water by day 13. 2 bets were placed on day 13, this £50 double, returning 0, and this £165 double, returning 0. £215 spent, 0 won. Brilliant. An absolute disaster. At this point the totals now sat at £1,748.50 spent and £2,218.47 won. Still in profit, but the profit had now dropped to £469.97. And if you think it stops there, think again. Day 14 brought more disappointment. 3 bets, 3 losers. A loss of £110 this time. On day 15 I placed 2 bets, and to everyone's surprise, 2 of them won. Personal favourite being this £80 double, returning £172.31. This brought the running total to £1,988.50 spent and £2,450.16 won, a profit of £461.66. Day 16 is the day that I finally decided I thought Italy would win the whole tournament, so I placed £31.69 on them to win, which is annoying because, as you can see by this screenshot, on the 11th of June, I told someone I fancied Italy to win the whole tournament. Did I put a bet on that? No. As we now know, Italy won. So if I'd placed a bet at the start of the tournament, I probably would have got decent odds. But the bet that I did eventually place later on down the line did win. So this £31.69 bet returned £142.61. But obviously this didn't pay out until the end of the tournament. Other than that, complete losers for the day. Day 17 came around, and if you follow me on TikTok, you'll be familiar with the time traveller bet. So I seen this TikTok.
Back in time.
So as you can see, it was proclaiming that a time traveller had travelled back in time after watching the final and posted the result. The result being that Italy were going to beat England in the final 2-1. So I tried to place that bet just for a joke, more than anything else to be honest, but Bet365 wouldn't let me pick a score and the 2 teams that were going to be in the final. Now, if someone claims to be a time traveller, do you take a punt on their football predictions? Because I did. I don't believe in time travel. Let's get that straight. But is it worth putting a fiver, maybe a tenner, on Italy beating England 2-1 in the final? Probably. The closest I could get was placing a bet on Italy to win the tournament and England to come second in the tournament. So I placed £15 on this, and would you believe it? It came in. This one returned £150, so thank you, Mr. Time Traveller. As the tournament started to come to the final, obviously the amount of games per day started to slow down, and so did my bets. On day 18, I placed 1 bet for £40, and of course, it lost. Day 19, I placed this £25 bet, and it returned £74.03. Felt nice to win a little bit at least. On day 20, in keeping with the time traveller bet, and expecting England and Italy to both make it to the final, I placed £49.03 on both of them to win their games. This would have returned £202 had it come in. But of course, they didn't win in 90 minutes. So even though I chose the correct teams to qualify, I didn't bet on them to qualify, did I? I bet on them to win in 90 minutes. This means the bet lost, even though I made the right predictions. I also lost a £35 bet this day, and as you can probably tell, morale was pretty low at this point, especially because I didn't know that my bets that I'd placed for the final would go on to win. So so the profit and loss was even lower. On day 21, the good old gambler's regret kicked in. I started to think, right, I'm going to have to up the stakes to try and chase my losses. That old chestnut. So what did I do? £200 on England. And what did England do? They won, but not in 90 minutes. Another £200 gone. I was no longer feeling like the Wolf of Wall Street. And to add further insult to injury, pardon the pun, I bet on Conor McGregor the night before the final, as you can see here. And he broke his fucking leg and lost. Another £165 gone. If that doesn't sum up my luck with the gambling at this point, I don't know what does. Thankfully, this video is tallying up my wins and losses in the Euros, not my bets on the UFC. So that bet doesn't actually affect the profit and loss for this video. And finally, the next day, we're on the final. This time I didn't make the same mistake. This time it was £50 on Italy to win the tournament. Not to win in 90 minutes, not to win on penalties, no mistakes here. Italy are picking up the trophy. Because actually I made this mistake quite a few times and probably lost a few £100s due to betting on teams to win in 90 minutes instead of betting on teams to qualify. For the marginally better odds, I lost hundreds of pounds. So I wasn't making that mistake in the last game of the tournament. So £50 on Italy to win the tournament returned £105. And this also meant that Italy came first, England came second, so that brought in the time traveller bet as well. So in total, the final brought in £397.61 in winnings. The time traveller actually made me money. So where did this leave me at the end of the tournament? I didn't even check these numbers after the game. As we all know, it went on pretty late on a Sunday. I got home from my friends and went straight to my bed. But here are the final numbers you've all been waiting for. In total, over the whole tournament, I spent £2,554.22 on bets. And with this, I won £2,921.80, which gives us a total profit for the tournament of £367.58. So what have I learned from this experience? Quit while you're ahead. If you're on a good run and you're continuously winning, withdraw the profits. Take the profits out. If you want to keep betting, take all the profit and leave in your initial deposit and play with that. Unfortunately, this was actually my plan in the first place. If I could get my balance to £1,120, that would mean I was £1,000 in profit. I was going to withdraw that £1,000, leave the initial £120 in and continue to play with that. But I fell just short. The closest I got was £941. Another £179 and I would have hit that target, taken the £1,000 out and locked in that profit. One positive I will mention though is that I never deposited any more than the initial £120, so I'll take that. I know a lot of people, myself included, who over the course of a tournament are depositing money every other day because they're losing bets. I've been there before. I've been there with World Cups, Premier League, Champions League, Euros, you name it, I've lost money on it at some point, but not this time. This time I came out in profit. It would have been a much better profit had I cashed in after the first week, or even if I just bet on teams to qualify instead of betting on teams to win in 90 minutes. As I said before, that one mistake lost me hundreds of pounds. But profit's profit and I'm happy nonetheless. So I think we'll call it a day there on a gambling talk. And don't worry, I won't be posting any more gambling videos. This was just an experiment / challenge to see if I could turn a profit over the course of the tournament. And remember, if you are gambling, do it responsibly. It's very addictive. It's an extremely addictive activity. So be very careful. And if you don't gamble at the minute, don't start. Just avoid it. It's not actually worth it long term. Regardless of what any tipster or social media person or some guy in the pub tells you, realistically it's not a very good idea financially. So thank you for watching folks. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it and subscribe to the channel to be notified of future videos. Take it easy.